Did a former US intelligence officer really claim that a UFO crash and recovery happened on one of the most remote places on Earth? Let's talk about Kerguelen Island and the deeply controversial claim made by Richard Doty. This one sits right at the edge of credibility, secrecy, and psychological warfare. First, the location. Kerguelen Island is real. It's a remote, frozen archipelago in the southern Indian Ocean. There are no cities, no population, just wind, ice, scientists, and isolation. It is so remote, it's often called the Island of Desolation. If something crashed there, almost no one would ever know. Now the claim. Richard Doty is a former U.S. Air Force Office of Special Investigations officer. He has openly admitted, on record, that part of his job in the 1980s was disinformation, specifically feeding false UFO stories to researchers and civilians to protect classified programs. That alone makes him controversial. But here's where it gets strange. Doty has repeatedly claimed that not all the UFO information he dealt was false. And one story he keeps returning to involves Kerguelen Island. According to Doty, a non-human craft crashed on or near Kerguelen. The crash was detected and a multinational recovery operation was launched. Not just the United States, multiple countries. The reason? The island's location. It's too remote for civilians and too politically neutral to cause conflict. It already hosts international research facilities and it's perfect for something that no one was supposed to see. Doty claims that the craft was real, the recovery was real, and the operation was buried under layers of classification. That the public narrative was intentionally polluted with fake stories. In other words, if you wanted to hide the truth, you would surround it with lies. Now, let's be fair, there are no documents publicly confirming this, no photos, and no radar data released. And Doty's history is rough. He has admitted to lying, he has been linked to cases where disinformation caused real harm. That alone is enough for many people to dismiss him completely. But here's the uncomfortable part. Doty isn't claiming this as a random civilian. He's claiming it as someone who's participated in information warfare, and his Kerguelen story lines up with a pattern we've seen in other cases. Extremely remote crash locations, multinational secrecy, scientific facilities used as cover, and deliberate contamination of the UFO narrative. The goal isn't just secrecy, it's confusion. So, here's the real question. If Doty is lying, why choose Kerguelen? Why a place so obscure most people have never heard of it? Why not Roswell again, or why not Area 51? Unless the location itself matters. And if he is telling the truth, then Kerguelen Island might represent the kind of UFO case we'd never get evidence for. There are no witnesses, no locals, and no leaks. Just silence. This is why the Kerguelen claim is unsettling. Not because it's proven, but because it shows how easily the truth, if it exists, could be hidden forever by mixing it with disinformation. So maybe Richard Doty is lying again, or maybe he's doing something more subtle, telling the truth from someone everyone already decided they can't trust. And if that's the case, then the scariest part isn't what happened on Kerguelen Island. It's realizing that we might not ever be able to tell the difference.